Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up button for me and drop your comments. Definitely want to hear your thoughts and feelings about this video, and share the video and share any of my videos. I would appreciate that tremendously, especially the one that dropped early this morning. It was a very important video that highlights why the Knicks win or lose. It's a really fascinating video. Went deep into the data analytics with my son, who he studied economics and he has his master's in data analysis. So it's pretty interesting. We found some interesting nuggets in there that explain how the Knicks can improve on where they actually are. Mostly focuses on offense. Obviously, the defense is crucial, but definitely highly recommend that video. If you don't want to watch the upfront part with the recap of the Lakers game, I'm going to repost it with just focusing on the analytical part. Well, tonight, the New York Knicks finished their road trip, their 5-game road trip in Brooklyn. I know, sounds odd. And they finished it with a nice win over the Brooklyn Nets, 121-102. And the star of the game, Julius Randle. The man was outstanding. In that first half, he came through with 19 points on 6 of 13 shooting and 4 assists himself. Excellent game for him. The whole team was fantastic. They actually had 6 guys in double figures tonight. Really nice way to finish this. And actually, the Nets were also on a road trip as well. Both teams came back, I believe, last night. So they were both pretty tired, so it's nice to see the Knicks step up and take control of this game. And it was on a night when Jalen Brunson didn't even have to do his normal heroics. Let's get to this part here. Let's get to the highlights. So first, I want to talk about a couple things first, and then we'll get to the highlights here. So here, as I mentioned, Julius finished with 26 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists for him. But the way that he played and approached this game really has me believing that what's going on right now could last quite a while. He's finally using his physicality, and for someone that big and strong to have such a nice touch around the rim, it's really a devastating combination, and he's really bringing it all to fruition right now. And also, he maintained his control, and he was even smiling. That's right, even though you don't see it in that photo, but NBA Central tweeted this out. Julius Randle, over his last 10 games, he's averaging 27.4 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, 5.2 assists per game on 57% field goal shooting. Tremendous. And I think he had hit 20 free throws in a row. He did finally miss one this game. Well, did he miss one? Yeah, he was 8 of 9 in this game. Shot 88.9%. Outstanding for him. 85% overall in those 10 games. And I'll tell you, we've needed it. We definitely needed it because the team has been kind of, we were facing much tougher competition. But what I'm really liking is his intensity on the defensive end. I see a much more commitment to closing out stronger, harder, to coming off on the weak side to try and block a shot, or to just create a roadblock for an offensive player who may have beaten the other defender off the dribble. I'm really, really digging what Julius is doing right now, but the whole team seems to be coming together. It seems like on that West Coast trip, and I tweeted this out earlier today, that the team discovered something about themselves, especially with that really troubling loss for the first game of Utah. This could have been a 4-1 road trip, honestly. It could have been a 5-0 road trip, honestly, if they had played, gotten their act together for that the Clippers game, sorry. But the scheduling demons, the NBA, put in another back-to-back for the Knicks, who've already had too many. So that was going to be a tough game, but 3-2, take it any day, any day, any day. Very happy for the way they are right now. They are now 16-11, and I believe they are firmly in 5th place in the standings. But let's get to the highlights. Here we go. The game got off to a quick start for the Knicks. Look at that. RJ with the first bucket. RJ had a nice game. Only had to play 27 minutes. Shot 5 of 11, 45.5%. It only took 1 3-point attempt, which he did not make, but hit all 4 of his free throws. And I believe he's also on a tremendous streak in free throws as well. I think another 20 free throws in a row, I believe. 5 rebounds, 2 assists for him, 1 steal, 1 block, 14 points, and a plus 13 for him for this game. I already mentioned what Randle did, 9 of 20 for him. But he missed all 4 of his three-point shots. Just imagine what will happen when Randle and RJ start hitting their three-point shots again. We need it. We're going to need it when we start going up against these big teams, these like really strong teams, these really talented teams. We're playing the Milwaukee Bucks back-to-back coming up on the 23rd and then the 25th of December, Christmas Day. The one positive is both games will take place at MSG. So hopefully, I mean, I'd love a sweep, but if we could just split one of those two games, that would be an awesome occurrence for this team. Now, the first quarter was tremendous for the Knicks. They built a nice 10-point lead, but it did seem like it should have been a 20-point lead. And we let the Nets linger around for a while. And for a minute there, it looked like they might be able to like overcome us, but plays like that RJ would do, like a nice little turnaround right there, was beautiful. But I don't want to overlook a key player on this starting unit, Donte Divincenzo. Outstanding beginning for him. He finished with 23 points on 5 of 10 shooting from the three-point line. Hit 50% of his three-point shot. He attempted 10 three-point shots. Excellent. And in that first quarter, he was 2 of 4. He gave us 8 points there, and Randle in that first quarter gave us 12 points right off the bat. The Knicks scored 32 in that first quarter. But see here, you can see the Nets are starting to catch up. They're starting to feel themselves, but give the ball to Randle, and look at that. Makes the tough and one. I think he did connect on that one. I hope he did. I couldn't be happier about this win. I think we had lost in Brooklyn, I think 6 straight times in a row. So this was nice to finally get a W out there in Brooklyn. Here comes Mikal Bridges struggled in this game. He got off to a really bad start. He did finish with 15 points, but it was a struggle on 4 of 21 shooting. He shot under 20% in this game. And Cameron Johnson always seems to hurt us. I think he's had 2 of his biggest games of his career against us. I remember kind of vaguely remember Mike Breen mentioning that. Look at that. Isaiah Hartenstein. He started tonight because Sims wasn't available, and I think it should stay that way until Mitch comes back. It's not a diss on Sims. It's just looking at the reality of the situation. You know, it gives us our best chance. We want to get off to good starts in first quarters. First quarters are instrumental to victories. Actually, maybe for the next video, next analytical video, I'll show you the correlations of getting off to a good start in the first quarter to ultimately winning. So let's see. What else can I mention here that of note? Cam Thomas is such a bucket, man. But the Knicks were able to neutralize him to some extent, though he did end up with 20 points on 4 of 7 from the three-point line, but 8 of 18 overall. The Nets just didn't have it from behind the three-point line, even though they got off to a good start. In that second quarter, they crawled back into the game because of some hot three-point shooting. They shot 54.5% in that second quarter, but ended up finishing the whole game at 31% from the three-point line. That's because the Knicks defense is finally out there on the perimeter, finally clogging up the eye line, the eyesight of the shooters, and just making them feel uncomfortable, not letting them get into rhythms. That's so important for the defense to not allow an offensive, especially guys. I mean, this is, I think, the second best shooting three-point team in the NBA. I think I overheard that. I actually didn't see those stats, but I overheard that. So you have to disrupt their rhythm out on the perimeter. Jalen Brunson, like I mentioned, you know, even though he finished, what did he finish? He finished with 16 points, his first sub-20-point game in, I would say, probably like 12 games. I can't even remember. It's been a while since he didn't score 20 points, but we didn't need it. We didn't need it tonight. He did struggle, 40% for him. That's for him. He struggled. But the beautiful thing is 7 rebounds, 8 assists for Mr. Jalen Brunson. Donte Divincenzo, I mentioned, he finished with 23 points on 9 of 15 shooting overall. He shot 60% overall, 50% from the three-point line, and picked up 8 rebounds. The Knicks picked up 54 rebounds today. They dominated the boards, and the Nets only had 49 rebounds, which, you know, 49 is somewhat okay. but nowhere near the level of the Knicks. And the Knicks finished with, though we did get out-rebounded on the offensive board. Immanuel Quickley, man, I can't, honestly, and I hope you guys take note. This is the fourth quarter, deep in the fourth quarter here. Immanuel Quickley and Jalen Brunson are sharing the court. It's another adjustment. I mean, well, when Donte's shooting the way he's shooting right now, it's kind of hard to take him out of the starting lineup. So obviously, we kind of have to leave him in right now if he's that hot. But at any moment when he is starting to cool off, and defensively, he's just not the player that Immanuel Quickley is, and he's also not the playmaker. He's not the passer, but he does hustle. He gets those loose balls. He can rebound, and the guy can shoot the three. So it's, we got to balance these things. However, if you note, like I said before, now we're back to the beginning here. Okay, we're going to get to the stats here. Immanuel Quickley should be the starting shooting guard, two guard on this team. I mentioned it in the previous videos, and I mentioned it in the analytical video, because we want to get off to great starts, and we also want to reward our players that are playing great. And Immanuel Quickley, he and Brunson create nightmares for the defenses. Because also he drives, he penetrates into the defense, unlike Donte. Donte can, but he doesn't do it often enough. So this is something that I believe will really put this team on another plane once we move Immanuel Quickley into the starting lineup. But there will be plenty of time to talk about that. Right now, let's keep going here. We can see Josh Hart, decent game for him, 31 minutes, 13 rebounds. I believe that was a season high. If it might even be a career high, actually. He finished with 10 points. He was one of the 6 Knicks in double figures. All right, let's move on. Let's move on here. Here you can see the plus minuses, the starting unit, which is outstanding. Randle with a plus 27, and that for sure met the eye test. And same with Hartenstein, plus 21, plus 18 for Brunson, plus 13 for Divincenzo, plus 13 for R.J. Barrett. That unit was just domination. They just dominated the Nets inside and out. Taj Gibson, he got the bench minutes at the center position because Sims was out. He did a decent job. Gave a couple points, got a couple block shots, a couple rebounds, and he finished a +5. I mean, I think the whole team was plus. Yeah, pretty much, except for actually Quentin Grimes was a -2. Interesting. Now, but he was out there on the court during the garbage minutes. He did not have a good, efficient game, which kind of hurts. He played 18 minutes, shot 2 of 7 overall, 1 of 4 from behind the arc. It's a shame that he has fallen into this situation, but that's why you have a deep team. That's why the Knicks signed Donte Divincenzo, because they couldn't depend on just 1 or 2 guys to give us that three-point shooting. Now we've got several. So we're going in the right direction. This team is moving in the right direction, and we're still missing Mitch, who won't be back till probably after the trade deadline. So this is a key stretch. The Knicks are entering December. Well, we aren't. We're in the middle of December. We're in the middle of this crazy 10-game stretch of games, and we are now 3-2 in it. So I'm ecstatic with that result. We're going to keep moving forward. We got the Bucks coming up, and I can't remember who else is coming up after that. But let's keep moving here. As you can see, the Brooklyn Nets, like I said, they shot under 37% overall, and they shot under 32% from the three-point line. But they did pick up 49 rebounds, 25 assists. They committed 20 personal fouls and only scored 102 points. Whenever you hold a team under their season average for points scored, you've done your job on the defensive end. Well done, New York. Here are the team comp stats. Look, the Nets put up 6 additional shots, but did not make them. They only connected on 37 buckets overall. The Knicks connected on 44 out of 95 to shoot 46.3%, but almost 40% from the three-point line for the New York Knicks, 13 of 33. And again, 80% as a team at the free throw line. That has been a huge swing in the positive. A huge swing for these Knicks because they were struggling for a while. They were shooting in the 60% range for a good stretch earlier in the season. Now this is another game over 80%. I believe yesterday they only missed two games. The Laker game They only missed three-point free throws, and that was Hartenstein. They connected on 23 of 26, I believe that was what it was. So excellent there. The rebound, as I mentioned, we were a +3 there, but it was pretty even overall. The assists, 24 assists for the Knicks, 25 for the Nets. The assists is the key to unlocking this team's ultimate potential, and that's really what's in that analytical video of why Knicks win or lose. It comes down to assists, correlated to passes, but assists have a direct correlation to wins on this team. So definitely check that video out. Let's see, blocks, even nothing else really. Oh, the fast break. The Knicks got 21 fast break points here. There were +5 there, and +12 in points in the paint. We just dominated all ends. The largest lead was 25 points at one time, and the Knicks wore down 1 point. Hard to believe. Great win. Proud of this team. I believe that this team is in a good headspace at the moment, and we might be. I have a feeling we're going to steal that very first game on the 23rd against the Bucks, and then it sets themselves up for possibly taking that Christmas Day game and sweeping the home game against the series or whatever little mini 2-game series against the Bucks. Would love to see that. I would love to see the Knicks beat one of the top teams in the East. We need that. We've taken care. They went out west. They faced 3 West Conference Final contenders: the Lakers, Clippers, and Suns, and they came away 2-1 against them. I want to see them do similar kind of performance against the East behemoths, like the Celtics, like the Bucks, like the Sixers. Once we start getting those kind of wins, I think the attitude out there is going to really shift in the Knicks' favor in terms of, maybe possibly, people wanting to come play in New York, people requesting to come play in New York. We'll see. But at this point, I'm not even concerned about that. I'm not worried about that. I would like to see Leon pick up an additional big, especially a big who can actually stretch and actually legitimately shoot the three. A Kelly Olynyk type, somebody that might not cost us that much, but we need somebody like that. Of course, I love Taj, but Taj is up there in age, and his there's only so many miles left on those tires of his. So let's do that, Leon. Let's pick somebody up. Don't wait. Let's do it now, and let's make this happen. Let's keep this roll going. The New York Knicks are now 16-11. So proud of that. Let's see, where are we exactly? Yep, we are firmly in 5th place, just a half game behind the Orlando Magic, who have lost 3 in a row. Look, we pick up a couple more wins. We could easily be in that fourth spot in the East. All right, thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. This is Into the Knicks-Verse. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and share my analytical video for sure if you enjoyed it. And drop your comments. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings about everything I've said, or just your own thoughts and feelings about the New York Knicks. All right, thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.